Hi, my name is Dr. Cherise Stevenson, and I'm a neurologist that experienced a patient safety and near workplace violence event while I was working in the clinic at Bon Secours Mercy Health in Hampton Roads, Virginia. I developed PTSD afterwards, and I asked for therapy through workers' compensation, and it was denied without review, and I was thrust into litigation through the Virginia workers' compensation system. And I've been navigating a whole web of just difficulties as far as dealing with these issues. I'm now filing a federal ADA injunction suit against the Commonwealth of Virginia Workers' Compensation Commission and Deputy Commissioner Lee Wilder for denying my ADA accommodation request to participate in a hearing in a safe manner. Now, I don't have to do this. I had to pay for the therapy and intensive outpatient program without any assistance through workers' compensation benefits. I'm back at working at another job, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want the next person with PTSD to not be allowed to participate in a hearing through any of these commissions in Virginia because their ADA needs aren't being met. The courts of Virginia have a set process. There's clearly written and documented ADA policies, and there's an ADA coordinator that you can go to if you need assistance. The independent commissions like workers' compensation and child support, they have no such policies or coordinators. It's up to the independent and individual commissioner to decide if they are going to honor your ADA rights. And that's not right. When you're going through these systems, it's already difficult enough. You shouldn't have to fight just for your federal guaranteed ADA rights for accommodations. So when I initially filed the case, I did one last reply that was struck, unfortunately. But I want to read my closing because this explains why I'm doing what I'm doing. The defendants have asked this court to join them in violating the very law that protects access for people like me. I respectfully plead with this court not to do so. I make this request not only as a litigant, but as a Texan, a daughter and granddaughter of Texan veterans, and as a physician who treats veterans with PTSD and Texans statewide suffering from neurological conditions. It serves no one. Not the Texas veterans who have already waited years for their traumatic brain injury disability evaluations, nor the Virginian constituents who rely on telemedicine services in regions with no neurology coverage, and not me as a person and a physician who fought her way out of PTSD to return to practice, to risk re-traumatization simply to satisfy procedural formality. All I have asked for is access, safe, equal, and lawful access. The record is clear. I asked for one reasonable accommodation, and the Commonwealth chose bureaucracy over humanity. I want to emphasize that I'm not pursuing this matter for personal gain. I paid for my own PTSD out of pocket after my workers' compensation claim was denied, and I'm now back to work. I could easily let this case go, but I'm continuing because there are countless Virginians without my education, without my medical legal experience or resources who are being denied their ADA rights. Someone has to stand up for them. If not me, then who? My goal is for this case to ensure that no other person with a disability faces these same barriers to access in Virginia's independent commissions. Ultimately, this case is not about whether I win or lose. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than my patients and bigger than Texas veterans waiting for care. At its core, it asks a fundamental question. Do people in Virginia or anywhere in this country have the right to ADA access in state proceedings? Or may states hide behind jurisdictional and immunity doctrines to deny that right altogether? The answer to that question will outlast this motion in this courtroom. but history will remember whether this court chose access or avoidance, inclusion or indifference. I respectfully ask the court to stand on the side of access, not exclusion. Unfortunately, this did get struck down, but I'm refiling my case and I will continue to fight and stand for what's right.